Wait, so if you had to pick between like roommates specifically, like a close friend, a friend, or just like a fringe friend, which of these would you choose?
What's a fringe friend? Oh,
Fringe friend?
fringe is what you said, not fridge.
What the?
The first time you said that off
Fringe,
camera?
fringe.
Oh.
Fringe.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back to the TTYL podcast. I'm Sarah, one of your co-hosts.
I'm Adrian, the other co-host, and we're back.
We're back.
Today, we are talking about moving in New York, apartments, roommates, because... What do you want to say it?
Tis the season.
To be jolly.
We've come to a decision as roomies to not renew our lease, and it is a sad end of our casa era, but it was an epic era in the books.
How do you feel about that from your heart? You can open up to our audience here.
I'm sad. I really liked our dynamic and like our casa culture, but I'm someone that I like moving around, and like I am feeling in a little bit of a rut. And I think like physically moving will help me just like force me to reset. So I'm a little worried in the future, like when I have a house and I'm not going to move around like every year.
Oh shit.
How I'm going to be mentally affected by that. But I don't have to worry about that right now.
Wait, you know what I think would have helped with that? If you rearranged our furniture or rearranged your room.
Oh my gosh,
'Cause I know
totally.
my friends in college would do that.
You know what I've been thinking of? I was like, okay, if we actually did renew this place, I would want to try to make this couch like more parallel to our TV.
Then what would you put here? Piano.
More seating. Oh my gosh, yeah. What about that piano that...
Well, I'm going to get it for myself. Where's even the guitars back there?
Yeah.
I mean, even just like looking at your room, do you think you'd be able to rearrange that?
No, not at all.
I guess when we're moving out, we can show photos of our rooms.
Yeah.
Our audience. Or
we should do a room tour.
When we leave.
Apartment tour, yeah.
Yes.
Also, somebody commented for us to make a vlog, and we said that if one person comments to make a vlog, we'll have to make a vlog.
The person's name is Quang. I think so.
Do you know him?
Nope. I do know a Quang loosely, but it's probably not him. Anyways. But yeah, we're moving out, sadly. Yeah, honestly, I am sad. I envisioned that the next apartment I stay in from graduation would be at least 2 years, just because I feel like I've been moving a lot and I want to just like stay, like call somewhere home and just stay. But I'm excited for like what's to come, you know, like to decorate my new apartment. So question, hypothetically, there's the four of us. I'm not going to say which four of us wanted to leave first, but let's just say none of us wanted to leave. Do you think you would have stayed here? Because part of why we're not staying here is also because like we physically can't afford to rent.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about it, and I think at first I was like down, but then I thought about it more, and...
So this is kind of like bound to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I want to switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
The neighborhood that we are currently in is not a neighborhood that any of us wanted to be in at first, but I will say it's grown on me a lot, and I do like it now. Like, I low-key would find another place
really?
here.
Oh, I know that about you. I always thought we got very lucky with our apartment first, but also location, because I feel like this was like the central location for all our workplaces.
Yeah.
Like, it was close enough to my hospital where it wasn't like an hour and a half commute, and it's like a 20-minute commute for Caleb, 20-minute commute for Amy.
Yeah.
There's a dog daycare right next to us, like low key.
Except no like parks for the dog.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
You can't have it all in New York, right?
And honestly, like, I mean, like, lighting is kind of always a hard thing to prioritize in New York apartments, and the lighting is not great, but it's definitely more than like a lot of other apartments that I've seen. Just because we have so many windows to begin with. But the neighborhood that we're in just like kind of doesn't really have that much sunlight.
Yeah, I feel like it's just such a mood killer when like the apartment you're paying for is like the right price and the inside's like nice and stuff, and then it's just like the windows are just black because it's facing a brick wall.
Oh yeah,
or like in the basement,
so
and you're just like, that's not even a window, it's just a wall at that point. What are other like pros and cons of this apartment or things that you're gonna miss?
Ooh, I'm going to miss how big the living room is and how nice it is to host. Although it might be kind of far from some people in terms of like them commuting here, but it is like a really, really large living room space for a New York apartment.
To that point, like I feel like sometimes when you host, you have to think about like, oh, like how many people can I invite? How many chairs do I have? Where do I put the table? But like I feel like living here, we were just like, yeah, we'll do it. You know, like And we've had so many things here, like multiple game nights. I've hosted my CG at one time. You've hosted like girly nights here, and it's just very easy to just do that. But
I also will miss like because there's so many of us. And each of us are hosting our own things. Most of the time, we'll just be like, I'm hosting this, and like roomies are invited and whatever. So it's always fun to like.
I'm gonna miss that.
Yeah, just like meet other people.
Yeah. Just like different circles and all that stuff. Damn.
I'm gonna miss Buster too.
Oh yeah. I guess you have to get a dog.
Oh, I guess we all have to get a dog.
I want to get a cat. I don't know if that happened though.
Oh, I appreciate how this area is also really accessible to a bunch of subway stations. Like, I don't ever feel like there's no way to get home. Or have to worry about that.
As I'm like looking for apartments now, there's so many things about this apartment that I want in my new apartment, and it's just so hard. Like it has to be fairly priced. It has to have like decent like living room space. Which also makes me wonder, like as I'm apartment searching, if I do find it and it's a little like more expensive than I might hope for, I'm like, is it worth it then? Like, let's say it meets every single thing, and it's just like $200 over budget. That's the hard part.
Yeah, I think it's like if it's 200 times 12 is the amount of happiness and like satisfaction that you would get worth $2,400 extra per year.
Oh, I don't
or just like
that.
If you just live there a year.
I just think of how many overtime shifts I have to do to make it up for it. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Oh,
I feel like, no, that's crazy though, because I feel like when you say $200 over budget, you already have a range of like, ideally this, but then max I would pay is this. And then if it's $200 over that max, then you're already like, oh my God, that was already my max.
Wait, I was just talking to Rebecca about this. I think living in New York has skewed our perception of what things should cost.
Oh, like, totally.
My friend's luxury apartment in Seattle is $1,900.
Oh my God. For how many beds?
2 bed, 2 bath,
What?
$1,900.
Oh, that's one person.
What?
That's one person?
One person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
luxury.
To get their level of luxury here, it'd be like
$3K for one person.
Yeah. Wait, is it $1,900 per person? No, that sounds
maybe
wrong.
2.5 to 3K in like LIC.
Yeah.
But then maybe in Manhattan, like maybe 3K.
And it's just like space. It's like even if the amenities are very nice, your room is probably going to be like on the smaller side and all that stuff. And here we are wondering like $200 over budget. But no, I think it's always that like argument, what is sensible to pay and what like I actually have to pay to live here, you know? It's hard.
Yeah, it's gross to think about how much we pay for rent.
And how much we pay in taxes. What are we doing here, honestly? But okay, so my plan is to live alone in a studio. My goal is somewhere, I don't know. I wonder if like being close to work is a privilege at this point. Commuting an hour is not that bad. But you are looking for a roommate. So I wanted to ask you a couple, like, what are you looking for in a roommate?
Ooh, from my roommateships from college to a couple different post-grad rooming situations, I feel like I've learned a lot in terms of like a good roommate dynamic. Disclaimer, like this is not shading anyone. I like have appreciated all my roommateships and
goddamn
everything I say. no, but it's serious. Like I just don't think like anyone.
No,
at least for like someone that like low-key has ADHD or like wants open communication, wants like these things, and is like, I don't know, kind of sensitive to social dynamics.
What does ADHD have to do with this?
Oh, just like cleaning and stuff. Yeah, cleaning standards, stuff like that. Like those things affect me. Or like I just am someone that is really impacted by my environment. So I don't know, people probably aren't as psychotic as that. But for those of us that are, I feel like there's a lot of things to consider that can help before getting into a roommateship to like vet certain things, or at least set certain standards and expectations to protect yourself and like know your boundaries and what you need. So I just say this because this is just a reflection of what I've learned and like literally no shade to anyone, just as a disclaimer. But what I'm looking for is
trust fund. 6'5".
Blue eye. I feel like 3 to 4 people is a good dynamic. Like if it's out of 2, 3, and 4 roommates, I think 3 roommates is a sweet spot. something that oh my god. No, there's actually so much that I feel like I've learned.
Wait, no, I know, no, wait. I think like living here has like also like opened my eyes to like,
Yeah.
cause like I was thinking about, okay, I think like the sweet spot also depends on your personality, right? Like it's not like one all be all. Cause I was thinking, imagine if we were part of like a frat house, which is like then like 20 something roommates.
Yeah.
Like how I physically could not.
Okay, but with a frat house, the dynamic is slightly different because people like clean for you and stuff.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind then.
So you're basically just living with friends. I mean,
I
obviously
see.
they're not cleaning your own room, but like the common areas.
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
cleaned.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. I guess I lived in a sorority house for a year too. But that's like so different. Let's see. What am I looking for? Okay. Some of the biggest things are like, do I trust that my roommates and I will have open communication, or at least like receptive to open communication?
That's a big one.
Yeah. I think there is
Yeah.
a difference between like living with friends versus living with strangers. For sure.
What do you think is the better situation?
I think
If you
friends.
had to pick one, really?
Friends, because I'm more comfortable being open with them. Because for a stranger, I think like I could try to be open, but then I'd always just wonder like, do they think I'm literally a psychopath for like wanting to talk about certain things all the time?
So I was gonna say, I feel like I don't know where I stand on the friend versus strangers thing, but I think one thing living with a friend that you can't take back is I do feel like your relationship with them does change a little, and
Yeah.
that is can be for the good or for the bad,
Yeah.
right? Like you can't. I guess you can't control that, but there was that risk of like not necessarily damaging the friendship. I think like, well, I mean, friendships can change without it being like better or worse, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, I feel like it does change.
Yeah, you're just spending so much unintentional time together, but also like you get to know them on a way deeper level
Yeah.
that like you wouldn't know otherwise.
Yeah.
But like things with a stranger is that you don't know if they're crazy, and two, like even stuff like hosting, like I don't think I'd be comfortable hosting that much if I lived with a stranger, because I want to be
That's so
respectful of their
funny.
space. So actually some things that I do think about is like I think it's so easy to take things for granted.
Yeah.
So like you get into a roommateship with like friends, for example, and like sometimes I have to remember like I could be living with a stranger right now and having a terrible time. So I'm just grateful for like to be able to find people that I
know
like
peop-
living
yeah,
with.
Yeah.
Even if things aren't perfect, because like
Aw.
that's just how humans are. Like everyone has their own backgrounds and like what they're used to and mannerisms and habits and everything. What I was gonna say, like the most recent thing that I learned about roommateship that I was enlightened to is, so I feel like in relationships there's this, maybe it's more common to expect people to come into a relationship and say if they move in together, it's more acceptable to think that you're gonna build new rules, new systems together in terms of even simple things like what's the routine for dishwashing, what's the routine for like how you load the dishes, where you put certain things. Like for example, if it's you and your partner alone, like you probably just do whatever your parents did, like how you were raised, what you're used to, how it makes sense in your head. But obviously when you come together, those two backgrounds can be different, so you have to like build that together in your own space. And so
I see.
yeah, I think that's like more acceptable and something that's more normal for like a couple, but you don't really think about that when you have roommates, because you're like, you're your own identity, you're your own person, you don't like owe the other person anything, you know, you're not like tied to that person in that way, so
Right.
you kind of don't come together, or at least in my experience with roommates, I feel like we're very independent, but we still try to come together. And I think in my next roommateship, I want to set the tone to be like, okay, let's come together and build a foundation of living together instead of four separate or like three separate or however many separate identities that try to force our routines and our habits into the same living space.
Bro, and I think that's the biggest reason why I want to live alone. Because not to say, by the way, like you guys have been great roommates. Like this year has played out even better than I could have imagined living with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the end of the day, like you said, it's hard to break that habit you've created for yourself, like the last 26 now, 26 years of your life, and then try to like mold it into someone. Because like I feel like we all communicate and we all talk, but at some point it's just like you can't be perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not meant to be perfect, but that's just like how you have to live as like roommates, you know?
Yeah. But I think it's good practice for like when you do have a forever
Oh, for
roommate.
sure, for sure. You said family?
A forever roommate.
Oh. I don't know. That was an exacerbated... Guys, I've had a long day at work. I'm just like twitchy now.
I don't know
Should we just?
So funny.
That was came out so wrong. Like half moan.
Like nervous.
That's what I was trying to go for. I don't know how that sounded over the mic.
It's like a monster honk. Buster honk. What the heck?
You said
Monster.
I heard monster holler. Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to live alone at some point. I think like aesthetics wise, I just haven't been able to like really feel fulfilled with the aesthetics of where I'm living.
That's because you're living with people.
Maybe. But then I'm also like, I don't know if even I had my own space, if I would be able to curate a space that I like, because I'm not that confident in my interior design skills.
You basically designed this entire place yourself, bro.
Yeah, and I don't love it.
No. Wait, so honestly, what got me inspired to live alone, aside my shitty roommates right now, no, I'm kidding, was, dude, I went down this rabbit hole of like New York studio talk. It's so cute. It's like people show like the before of what it is. And it's literally just the images on like Street Easy. Yeah. And then they showed the after of what they did. It's always so creative and so cute. Yeah. And then when that sunlight like comes in at the right part, you're like, oh, that's so cute. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the inspo that I'm going for. I want to find some like old dingy place.
Would you say like
with a washer, please?
Industrial vibes?
I don't. Wait. There's a word. Brick. No. There's a word called. Oh wait, the apartment or the interior design aspect?
Oh, like the apartment itself.
I don't know.
Or like modern versus.
I think living with you actually has made me realize how much I want sunlight, because my room right now is dark every like part of the day. Yeah. And then especially when I used to wake up in the morning, like right now, like it's like a soft glow that comes through the windows. But back when I was like daylight saving, it's just pitch black when I wake up, and I open a curtain and it's still pitch black. Yeah. I'm like, dude. Yeah. Have you heard of? Is it called House? Like Haus? No. What's interior design? And like you're supposed to use like bright colors as a way to like bring out the personality of the apartment. No, wait, I'll show you later, but it's so cute, and I'm hopefully
that's the vibe you're going for.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my little cute creative little studio.
And then if you comment, do a apartment hunting series. Adrian will do TikToks.
That's crazy. If you comment, what was that one challenge called? 70 Days Hard. Sarah will do the 70 Days Hard challenge.
Wait, that's crazy, because I've literally been thinking about that during, like, after work.
Wait, what? Doing the 70?
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, like when you finish?
But, like, my version of 75 Hard, which would be to respond to texts and emails immediately or within 24 hours.
Wait, why not just do everything? Get your body right, get your mind right.
Yeah, everything.
Right. Oh,
okay. It is everything. But, like, that's part of it.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, not the typical, like, the typical 75 Hard has some that are, like, a little bit not applicable to me, or like, yeah, so I'm gonna change it a little bit. That's crazy. That's a sign. There's my sign.
Okay, she's doing it.
Okay, that's my sign. But if somebody comments it, then I'll have to do it for sure.
What if they comment 55 hard?
Then I'll do 55
hard. What if they comment hard?
Then I'll be hard.
More editing. But no, yeah, I've learned so much living here.
What did you learn?
I think the biggest thing is, I feel like something about rooming. So let's go back to what I said about changing friendships. I think something about like rooming really just changes that friendship. I think like when we're like just friends, like when you live in LIC and I was at Columbia, we were like pretty close friends already to begin with. But I feel like living with you guys have made you guys like family to me. But there's also that aspect of like, you know, like when you're with your family, you don't want to be like around your family like 24/7, right? Because I feel like in the past, when for example Sarah would be, oh, like come to my place, we'll hang out, and if you did it like multiple times, like once every week, it'd be like, yeah, I'm down, like I'll go to LIC and hang out with you guys. But like living with you guys, it's like part of it is like the same way I don't want to see family, like sometimes I don't, not that I don't want to see you guys, but it's more so like, how do I find space for myself with people, you know,
like people outside of casa.
Exactly. Wait, no, while I'm in casa, because do you get what I'm saying? No. Okay, like this.
Oh, guys, by the way, if we didn't make this clear, casa is the name of our apartment. CASA, one letter for each of our names.
I don't think it's clear.
I don't think it's clear either.
Okay. So like for example, if you have family, right, you live together, and then you feel like if you don't spend time with them, your relationship still stays the same, right?
Mhm.
Like you can like go to your room and just like fuck around,
Yeah.
and then like
There's
you'll
still
still
your
be
mom
like
and
a
dad
family,
and
exactly.
your brother, yeah.
But I feel like being roommates with you guys has unintentionally like made us family, but also
Mhm.
we're still friends at its core.
Mhm.
So when I would want to like retreat into my corner and like kind of just be alone, it also feel like I'm not giving like my time and my space to you guys as friends, right? I feel like as family it's like acceptable, but you know, we're still friends. So I think like for me, it's like learning to balance that.
Mhm.
And yeah, from this experience, like I realized like I think I'm better at living alone, even
Because
though
you
I'm
can be
not
more
like
intentional about your
no, exactly.
hangouts
Like
and
I think
stuff.
once we move out, like our relationships are gonna change again.
Mhm.
I don't think it's gonna be a better or worse, but I think like just for me
Just
personally,
different.
that's what I need in order for me to like I don't want to say grow friendships. Like I feel like we've gone so close, you know? Like
Yeah. No, that
I
makes
don't
sense.
know.
Yeah. I think that's what I've kind of experienced too in the past. Like, I would say it's just so easy to feel like you're spending time together, even if it's
Right.
not quality time, because you technically see each other, but it's not the same quality as if you lived alone or like separately and are just like coming for a hangout.
And I feel like I'd just be so much yeah, like you said, it's like unintentional time, right? Like I'd be so much more motivated to be like, oh, like I want to cook dinner for you guys like once a month kind of situation, you know, like gather some friends versus like if we're living together, like I see you every again, it's kind of like we're taking each other for granted, like the same way we do with family sometimes.
Yeah, totally.
So it's like again, like living with you guys has not damaged our friendship at all.
Yeah.
It's just like a different way of living it out, I guess.
Yeah, things like that are like dynamic and relationships are dynamic, and like I think it'd be weird if living together didn't change our friendships at all, because like that's such an intimate thing to do. And yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't think there's like damage, but I think that's also kind of why like at the end of the day I am also down to change things up, because not only the environment can get kind of static for me, but like dynamics in general. But what I will say is that what I really appreciate about our setup is that one, it is co-ed, and I feel like that is such a game changer.
Yeah, no, I get
Like
that.
the dynamic of having a co-ed living situation is so chill. I feel like 4 girls can be a little spicy sometimes. And
Yeah, and 4 guys would just dude, my experience with living with like guys has been super just like chill. Like guys don't really hang out. And that could be just me, honestly. Like my college roommates in undergrad, like we for the most part be like doing our own things, and they come together and watch like a game or something, or come together and drink, and that'd be the extent. And like even like in grad school, it'd be like we'd be in our rooms like studying, and then walk to class together, and then come together to watch a game or go out. You know.
were you guys like best friends before?
I would
Slash
say
during?
wait, grad school or undergrad?
Either.
I think undergrad we weren't best friends, but we grew very close, and also same thing with grad school. We weren't best friends
Because you lived together?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say the other thing that I appreciate besides co-ed is that we all have different friend groups. Like we have some overlapping friend groups, but we all also have like some of our own people. And I think it's nice that like there's no obligation or expectation for any of us to hang out with only each other or like each other all the time.
Yeah.
So I think that was healthy for us.
I feel like one thing I do regret though is the not spending more intentional time with you guys, because I think we did our best in the very beginning to try to maintain some semblance of that.
Yeah.
Because we would be like, oh, like each roommate should plan like a roomie date each month.
Yeah, we tried. I don't
I
think we
think-
did that once.
I think the closest thing we did was like the dinner party for like
We did, yeah. Oh, it was the combio challenges. Those were so fun. That was so much
that's
like
so
culture.
throwback.
And then the nacho night.
Nacho night.
We had nacho table night.
Oh.
We would play board games once in a while. And that's the other thing where I feel like I took this for granted, because like you'd always think like, oh, we have so many board games and we have 4 people in the house. So even if like only 3 of us could play or something, like that'd just be such an epic time to just like chill for a night and play a board game. But honestly, we only did that a couple times. Besides Combio, we would play that like every night for a while.
And like I wouldn't say it's like any of ours fault. Like I truly think like life just got busy. You know, like seriously, we all just got busy AF.
Yeah.
It's like, and everyone's just coming home like tired, and
Yeah.
it's yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I think about from you and Caleb's perspective where you guys go in to work every day and I'm like, wow, you guys actually don't spend that much time at home. Whereas for me, I like spend so much time at home and I think that's why the environment of home is so important to me.
That is so interesting. Like, I want to be in your shoes just to see what it's like.
I don't
Like,
want to be in
month.
your shoes.
Wait, I feel like you would love this apartment so much more.
What do you mean? I do love it.
No, like love it even more.
Oh.
Cause like I'm like oh my, like every time I come home,
Mm-hmm.
it's a sigh of relief. I open the door and like the dog is just sitting there,
Aw.
and then like see you guys at the desk, like hee ha ha.
Yeah.
And then like I walk in and Caleb's like stretching on the floor, and I'm like, ah. Versus
It
like
is-
if you were
yeah.
just like sitting here all day, like oh
I see everything come in and happen.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's also what was fun about living with more people is because yeah, you could come home and just like random stuff happening and you just like see what everyone's up to. I also think a dog in the apartment is a huge dynamic shift too.
I kind of wish Caleb kept our foster cat. That would have been so
oh my
funny.
gosh, Riley, frick.
I think Riley's probably having a good life.
I think so. So you're for sure.
I'm gonna do all in my power to live alone if I can,
Really?
and that means like paying more rent because like I guess the question is like, why I want to live alone.
Yeah.
I think I just need to try it for myself. Like I've always had the feeling that maybe I'm not like fit for prolonged rooming like stuff. You know,
Mhm.
like unless it's my SO.
Mhm.
Because just like watching my habits, like I love to just like sit in my room and do nothing. And I think seeing the way that I feel about you guys is a good indication that I'm not like the. Okay, the issue's not roommates. I think it's like rooming with like close friends. Because I do feel bad that I'm not able to give this energy to you guys.
Oh.
And I know that like it's not a contract, it's not like an obligation.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like I wish I could be more intentional, you know?
Wait, actually, that's interesting. Not to go therapy mode on
Yeah,
you for a
yeah,
sec,
yeah.
but like that's interesting because from my perspective, like I don't expect that of you at all. Like I actually fully accept you for who you are, and if
No,
you
for sure.
aren't out here hanging out with everyone, or like if I'm just out here and like you're not hanging out, I don't know. I guess like maybe I don't feel the same sense of like disconnect that maybe you feel, or like that guilt almost.
I don't wait. No, I think it's very like international child guilt because it's the aspect that like these people could disappear from your life at any point, like move away across the country or something. So time to me is very very important. Like the quality of the time is very very important to me. So again, not to say like we wasted our time here, but for me and like how I see friendships, like I want to give you the best that I can give you, like at all times. So like when we see each other like throughout the week, it's like I can give that to you if we were living separately, versus like when you live with me, you see me like when I'm just like
Oh.
passed out on my bed or like norovirus
fine.
age, or you know, like it's just like me at my low when I can't give anything
Wait,
else.
but I think that's what's so special about like close friends. Like
No, definitely.
That's
definitely,
what you
definitely.
see.
No, again, like I have no regrets. I think this is just how I process friendships, given like the environment, the background that I have. So it's like I think living alone is kind of just like a way for me to give more to you guys in a way. And then because like then my alternative is don't live with a close friend or live with a stranger. Like fuck no, I'm not living with a stranger. God, dude. Living with a stranger triggers the trauma of living with my freshman roommate. He was just so bad.
Undergrad?
Yeah, I think I've told you stories,
Wait,
but
I don't
like he was
remember.
watching like
Yeah.
while I was sleeping in my lofted bed, and his headphones weren't plugged in.
No.
And it was black. And he would play video games
Oh.
until 4 a.m. every morning. And I'm very passionate about
Oh
this.
my gosh.
And I had 7:30 fucking pre-calc, and
What is he doing
I
now?
have no idea. I literally don't.
Imagine he's in New York and looking for a roommate.
Stop. You know, okay, the thing with strangers, what scares me is surface level, they can seem so normal, but you
Yeah.
will never fucking know till you live
Yeah.
with them. And it's just,
I mean, even with friends, you'll never know until you actually live with them.
yeah, we got really lucky, honestly.
Yeah.
That, yeah, I'm living alone. We'll see what happens. And
Would
you think
you-
there's any chance you live alone?
I think there is,
The
but
price
it's
is
mostly
right.
just financially.
So wait, so ideally you would want to live alone if unlimited budget?
See, actually, I'm not sure. No, I think I still want to live with at least one roommate.
An
But
animal.
No, an animal can't check up on me if I'm not home. Billy girl, are you okay?
That's fair, that's fair.
My dog doesn't have opposable thumbs.
She taps the button, where's my master alert? No, I get that.
But yeah, ideally two roommates and then maybe alone after that. I will say, like, living alone does seem nice because it's like you don't have to put an effort to like maintain a roommateship, like that communication, like everything is just yours and you run the show kind of thing. But there's also so many benefits to having roommates that like that extra effort to maintain a healthy situation is like worth it. At least at this stage of life. Like emotionally attached to people. So even if they're clean and like whatever, I think I still have to trust them emotionally to a certain extent. Unless I just know that like we're not going to be close. But then I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, that's fair. Makes me sad that when I live alone, it's going to be quiet. Like a very, very big change. Like I'm going to miss like hearing you guys like talking in the living room or like you guys like FaceTiming people. But like change is good, you know, like we're all moving forward in life.
Yeah.
So I guess we can do like final reflections on this rooming situation. My final reflection is big thank you to Caleb and Amy for making this happen, because without them this literally would not have happened. For those wondering, they're sharing a bulk of the rent because they're sharing the master bedroom, and that's why Sarah and I are able to pay our measly wages. But just even the idea of like a couple moving in with two friends is kind of crazy to me.
Wait, that is crazy.
Like we're basically disrupting their daily routine, their space, their life. Like sometimes Sarah and I will just walk into the room and be like, "Hey,"
that's true.
because we want to see
Can I pet that dog?
Can we pet that dog?
They're like in the middle of a conversation.
I guess like they've never said no to us, right?
Yeah. Well, I feel like if it's like serious, like close
the
the door
door's
or
closed,
something. Yeah. But also, actually, that's so true. I never thought about that because when you think about it that way, I'm like, we're literally in the kids' rooms. It's like mama and papa.
Yeah.
And then we're the kids.
No, but like overall, like I'm gonna miss this neighborhood that we're in. I'm gonna miss this set, you know. This has been good to us. Sofa's been good to us, but like I'm equally as excited to like, I think first and foremost I appreciate all of you guys. Like I feel like I've made like life, you know, friends. Like wherever we're go,
family now.
Yeah, like we'll always be in contact with each other kind of thing. And if anything, like I'm excited to like hang out with you guys more, because I feel like in a way it's gonna be like the inverse, you know, like we're gonna see each other more in a more intentional way. So that's what I'm excited about, and that's like kind of my goal for, you know, our friendships coming to this new year.
Yeah, that's really sweet. I feel like I'm a little scattered brain in my friendship department right now. I'm kind of scattered in a lot of departments in my life right now, I'm not gonna lie, but as I figure it out in the next several months, I know that I have a good community, and that's what I hold dear to my heart, so that I appreciate. And I feel like my reflection too of this year is like, wow, you have really become like my older brother.
Well, I know we used to joke about that,
but like it's like so like
I feel like we're starting to look like each other too.
Oh my goodness. Like you literally are so protective of me too, and yeah, it's been really fun. It's just so chill vibes, and I think everyone's lifestyle also like worked out pretty well too. I think like my goal, I know the next couple months before we all move out and everything, going to be really busy for everyone, but my goal is to at least start being more intentional with Casa right now and like plan a couple game nights and stuff, because it's hard to be spontaneous sometimes, especially now. Like I don't know what about this year, like 2025 specifically.
Wait, no, I agree with you,
but it's been so chaotic.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we should do like a Casa bucket list and then crush it in 1 month.
Yeah,
because
we can do it.
No, we totally can. Like honestly, we have like what, a month left here, a month and a half.
Like 2 months.
2 months.
Oh, I guess yeah. I'm moving out earlier.
Let's just say a month and a half. It's gonna go by really fast. Like it's fucking April now. What the hell? Like we're about to hit 2026.
No, stop.
Are we 25? We're 25 right now. Yeah. I keep forgetting. God damn it.
I know. I feel like when you work in healthcare, you live in the future.
Wait, what?
Okay, at least for pharmacists, because I'm looking at expiration dates, and it's always the next year. So I just keep seeing like 2026. Well, obviously I'm not doing it now. But like,
that's funny. I've never heard that before.
I want to also reflect on some of the things that we said we were going to do, but we never did. So like one was the monthly Casa date. We were going to do a photo shoot with like the 90s vibe, or like go to the beach and do like a family photo shoot with like blue jeans and a white shirt or something like that, and then blow it up and put a picture frame right here.
I was actually gonna well, now that you're saying it, I was actually gonna suggest or plan it and then we could each frame it as like a parting gift for like casa.
Wait, that's so cute.
And then we would each have like a photo, because like literally we're all separating. Like yeah, so I think it'd be cute for all to like hold on to like a piece of like casa, you know.
Wait, that's so cute.
Yeah, but you talked about it, so it's spoiled now.
Oh shoot. Well, hopefully Amy and Caleb don't listen to this podcast. Oh my god, we had Finn, which is an eggplant that Caleb won at Coney Island, and we were gonna have guests.
Oh my god!
Take Polaroids with them, and we literally only took Polaroids for your friends that came one time, and then just like never touched it. So now we have a Polaroid wall of 4 Polaroids with like random people. Well, they're not random, but like they're his friends, but like to like kind of the rest of us.
I'll take those photos with me.
Yeah.
That's so funny. What else was there? Supposed to buy a piano for me and Sarah to play with. Never happened.
And then we were going to host both our CGs to have a praise night.
We could still do that.
Oh, yeah, we could still do that. I haven't used the rooftop that much, TBH. It's not the cutest.
you were hella up there during the summer, though.
Oh, I would go tan sometimes. Oh my god, that was so fun.
Yeah, you would tan and journal and shit.
Oh, slay.
Only
a little bit, though. I think I probably only went up twice to tan.
It was a cool thing to show people who visited. We have a rooftop.
Yeah. Actually, these curtains, guys, we put up ourselves. They didn't have it originally, and we had to ask to see if we could install them.
I guess you could have them. Honestly, we could just leave them here for the next tenant.
Low-key, I want the next tenant to buy this couch off of us. That'd be so ideal. But I don't know if they would want this.
No, I think they would. I don't know if they would find a tenant by then.
Oh, really? Oh,
because remember when we toured, it was like bumfuck empty. Okay, high-key, touring apartments empty is so hard because you really cannot get a good gauge. Yeah. Like, I didn't think I could cram all my shit in that room, but it worked out, you know?
Yeah. You do it once and then you get a gauge. Because, rooms look so tiny when you don't have stuff in it.
I need to memorize the dimensions of my room so I don't get fucked over again.
What do you mean?
Like, so I know what, like, a space in that dimension looks like.
Oh.
Like, I can be like, oh, I can fit my stuff in here, you know?
Yeah. It's crazy that, like, we had Costa for a year. Pretty iconic.
Pretty iconic. I think it'll be funny, like, if our kids ever meet in the future, we can be like, yeah, that photo's us. Back when we were in our mid-20s in New York.
We lived together. That's
crazy.
It's
gonna be so weird.
Would you ever do... I feel like when people go to live by themselves after living with people, they rarely go back to living with people again. I mean, not all the time, like, people still do it. But do you think you would?
I think I would. I honestly think like the biggest reason why I'm moving out is just because part of it is it's hard to find roommates. I think long term I kind of hope to move in with Rebecca at some point if our relationship allows us to, if our life situation allows us to. So I kind of see this as like a stepping stone towards that. But no, I definitely live with a friend again if like it worked out, you know.
Would you live co-ed again?
Definitely. This was fun. This was fun. You know what'll be even crazier?
What?
So this year we all like go our separate ways, and then the year after we find a big ass house in like Brooklyn, and then we just like 10 people in one house.
Oh my gosh!
But no, but think it's like the biggest fucking house ever, and it's on like the river.
Oh my gosh! I'm Brooklyn. I feel like Jersey City.
Because dude, your lease is not gonna end the same time as ours anymore.
Why? Oh, that's fine. You can just move out earlier or something.
Okay. But yeah, we have a couple more episodes in this space. Wow, our podcast has seen 2 different spaces now. Because we used to be in your living room.
Apartment, yeah.
I kind of want to go back and watch our very first episode here and see what we were like.
Oh,
because we were so excited. We were like, oh my God, it's our new place. Was it the friendship one? The dating and your friendship one?
It was the dating, take turns, you might find love. Wow. The one that was like 2.3K.
And that was like early stage TTYL podcast too.
Yeah.
Holy.
I mean, we started this channel when we actually moved here. Like, we had filmed stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think I made the channel until
oh my God. Moved. Yeah, the channel's 1 year anniversary is coming up.
Oh my gosh.
You won't even be here when it comes, will you?
Yeah, I'll be abroad. We'll have to celebrate after. Numbers aren't obviously not everything, but just for funsies, my soft goal is to hit 200 subscribers by our 1 year.
I think that'll be easy. Close. I don't think that'll be hard.
Yeah.
We just need to find 15 more friends.
Yeah. Okay. We each make 7.5 friends in the next 2 months.
Doable. Alrighty. Anything else you want to say?
No. Thank you guys for listening again. We are just on the brink of so much change in the next couple months, so please bear with us. with everything. But we're glad to have you guys to vent to what?
To process our emotions.
Guys, we need to have like a TTYL unfiltered or like after hours thing.
How would you even release that?
Like, what if we put it behind a paywall?
That's crazy. No one would pay to hear us rant.
Well, we could talk about other things.
This girl.
Just kidding. But yeah, TTYL after hours would be interesting. I low-key feel like after we finish the podcast, especially with like guests too, and then we're just like talking
Oh, when we're talking to Jenny and Josh, that
in
one
the
time.
after hours, yeah, it's
That
like
was fun.
crazy.
All right, A. Thank you guys. It's always fun venting to you guys.
With that,
TTYL.